This video will show you the quick sweet and sour meatball demo. We'll use panko breadcrumbs for our meatballs because they're a little bit thicker. Some people like to use crackers, some people use fresh breadcrumbs where they actually grind up soft bread. Here I'm just adding 3 to 4 tablespoons of milk to get the breadcrumbs kind of soggy and get them to kind of expand a bit before I add them to the beef. So I'll let them sit off to the side and I can chop my onion and my garlic. Also, I'm really sorry about the way this shot is set up. I was trying to work quickly today. I made a point to chop my onion really finely. So just like you would normally start, remove the skin and the outer layer. And then I'm taking my time and putting my cuts really close together so that I get smaller bits of onion so that it really melds into the meatball. I only need about 2 tablespoons, so I cut off a chunk of onion here. Sideways cut to use the shape of the onion like we normally do, and then you can see that's pretty small and thin. And there's our minced clove of garlic. Now we'll assemble our meatballs. So I've added a little under a pound of ground beef. Here's some Worcestershire sauce. Kind of gives it that hamburger-esque flavor. I'm gonna also add a little salt and pepper, but you could jazz this up with crushed red pepper flakes or Italian seasonings like oregano or basil. Meatballs are a really good base that you can flavor all kinds of different ways. Here we'll crack an egg. We just finished the egg unit, so you guys know why, right? It's going to bind our ingredients together, help them stick. Some people like to use more milk and leave out the egg, but I think the eggs bring them together nicely and help promote that nice browning that we get from the Maillard reaction as the meatballs cook. The best way to mix this together is to just get your hands in there. I'm flattening the meat out so that I don't have a center that's not nice and mixed. So I'm just kind of pressing it all out and then folding it on itself to get it all mixed up. Here I'm shaping the meat into meatballs. Looking for about golf ball size. I made these a little smaller because I had to make sure I had 24 for second block, but you guys can make yours a little bit bigger. Then we cook them in the pan, lowish heat, about 200 to 300. You could also bake them in the oven, but you'll miss that crispy texture. Here I'm assembling the sweet and sour sauce. So it's a half cup of brown sugar for sweetness. To that I'll add a tablespoon of cornstarch, which will thicken it up nicely. I'm also going to add some vinegar, half a can of pineapple, and a little bit of soy sauce. And then let that all kind of cook together. And then I will add that to the meatballs. Once I've got that all mixed, I'll let it cook for a bit, thicken up, and then my meatballs are currently cooking on the skillet at like 300, kind of a low temp. You can cook them in the oven, but I like them better because they're crispier in the skillet. I want to cook them to an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Once it reaches that with the thermometer, I know they're done.